ഞാൻ വീട്ടിലാണ് സാറേ, തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത്. നല്ല മഴയാണ് സാറേ, ഇവിടെ നല്ല മഴയാണ്. Good morning, Dr. Dr.
Hello, Sahil sir. How are you?
Good morning, sir. That's the one.
Okay. ഒറ്റപ്പാലത്ത് തന്നെയാണോ?
ഒറ്റപ്പാലത്ത് തന്നെ. ഇപ്പൊ കണ്ണൂരാ സ്റ്റേ ചെയ്യുന്നത് മാത്രം, ലോക്ക്ഡൌൺ ആയിട്ട്.
ഓക്കെ.
Priyanka, can we start our meeting?
Oh, yes, sir. We'll start.
Okay, then we
Anna?
can start. മാനേജർ കാര്യം അറിയാം, മാനേജർ പ്രിയങ്ക, മാനേജർ കാര്യം അറിയാമോ?
വീട്ടില്ല സാറേ, എന്നോട് നോക്കട്ടെ.
ഞാൻ കയറിക്കൊള്ളാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. We can start.
Anna, we can start.
Audible ആണല്ലോ.
Yes, Anna, you are audible, no problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. So, a warm good morning to all the dignitaries and the participants. Today we are going to begin the 7th-day online faculty training program on cybergogy and transformative learning, organized by Sri Narayana Law College in collaboration with Swami Shashwatikananda College, Putota. I cordially invite our chief guest, Professor K.C. Sunny, sir, Vice Chancellor, National University of Advanced Legal Studies, to our training program. I also invite our principal, Dr. Raghunathan K.R. Srinarayana of Srinarayana Law College, and also Professor K.S. Ullas, Principal of Swami Shashwatikananda College. I also take the opportunity to invite our first, Dr. K. Sarjan, Dr. Rakesh Chandran, and Dr. Anil Kumar, sir. Most welcome to this inaugural function. With the permission of all the dignitaries, may I welcome Sri Kartika K. to deliver the welcome speech.
A warm good morning to one and all present in this inaugural session of the online faculty training transformation learning. I'm extremely honored to have a chance to welcome you all to this program. First of all, I would like to invite esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. K.G. Sarni sir, the Vice Chancellor of National University of Advanced Legal Studies. Even though he is a very busy person and we invited him in a very short notice, he gladly accepted our invitation to inaugurate this program. On behalf of Narayana Law College and Swami Shashwatikananda College, I cordially welcome Sarni sir to this program. Next, our beloved Principal, Dr. Raghunathan sir, Principal of Sri Narayana Law College, Putota, and Professor K.S. Ulla sir, Principal of Swami Shashwatikananda College, who are the persons behind the execution of this program. Raghunathan sir and Ulla sir, I proudly welcome both of you to this session. Next is Shri E.N. Maniappan sir, the Manager of SN Educational Institutions, Putota, and Shri Suresh M. Velayudan, Academic Coordinator of SN Educational Institutions, Putota, who are giving all the support for conducting this training program. I bid a hearty welcome to both of you to this function. Next is our esteemed resource persons of this training program, Dr. Ragesh Chandran SB, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sanatana Dharma College, Alappuzha, Dr. Anil Kumar KM, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, MSM College, Kayamkulam, Alappuzha, and Dr. K. Sarjan, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, NSS Training College, Ottapalam, who are cooperating with us to make this training a grand success. Rakesh sir, Anil Kumar sir, and Sarjan sir, I welcome you all in my humble words to this function. Next is our dearest Vice Principal, Srimati Sindhu Soman, and Assistant Professor Srimati Priyanka Prasad, who are the coordinators of this training program. Dear Sindhu ma'am and Priyanka ma'am, both of you please accept my hearty welcome to this occasion. Finally, I would like to welcome all the teachers who are the part of this faculty training program in my modest words. I hope and once again, I hearty welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss. Next, I invite our principal, Dr. Raghunathan sir, to deliver the presidential address. Over to you, sir.
So good morning to all. Chief guest of the day, Honorable Vice Chancellor, National University of Advanced Legal Studies, Professor Dr. Sarni sir, Shri Maniappan, Manager of Sri Narayana Educational Institutions, Professor Ullas, Principal, Swami Shashwatikananda College, Sri Suresh M. Velayudan, Academic Coordinator, SN Educational Institutions, resource persons of the Teachers Training Program, Dr. Ragesh Chandran, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sanatana Dharma College, Alappuzha, Dr. Anil Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, MSM College, Kayangulam, Dr. K.S. Sarjan, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, NSS Training College, Ottapalam, and our faculty coordinators of the program, Srimati Sindhu Soman, Vice Principal, Sri Narayana Law College, Srimati Priyanka Prasad, Assistant Professor, Sri Narayana Law College, Srimati Karthika, Assistant Professor, and Srimati Hridya J, Assistant Professors of Sri Narayana Law College, Srimati Anna, Assistant Professor, Teaching and non-teaching staff of Sri Narayana Law College and Swami Shashwatikananda College, and dear participants of the program. I think today an important day in the career of all the participants of this training program. You are going to enter into the world of cybergoing. In olden days, we know that there were two types of teachings. That is, one is lecture method and the second one is Socratic method of teaching. In lecture method, everything is concentrated in the teacher. It is a teacher-centric method of teaching. Students wholly depend on teachers for information. Teacher is the Leviathan. You will get all in students, almost all informations that is vested with the teachers. In second method, in Socratic method, that is a question and answers method. You can question everything. There is a discussion between teachers and students. Yeah, we question everything and the teacher is try to answer all the questions raised by the students. These are the two types of teaching methods that is prevailed in olden days. But in the 21st century, the information and communication technology, that is ICT, enabled education is the modern pedagogy in all fields of education. There is a transformation from teacher-centric to student-centric. In student-centric, teachers are the facilitators of knowledge. Teachers should be competent to provide information from all sources. We are using computers, audio-visual aids, PowerPoint presentations, pie charts, digital equipments, and other modern gadgets for making classroom more interesting and to involve students' participation more. So the aim of the online teaching is to impart knowledge to the students in an atmosphere which is more comfortable and convenient to the students. That is why we are calling modern education is more student-centric, especially in this pandemic period. The students are sitting in their home, their comfortable positions. And the use of the ICT is we can't imagine the use of ICT in the modern times. So the term ICT is used as an assisting tool in the discourse of teaching and learning process. ICT have important role in the process of communication, collection of data and documents, and in researches. ICT can be used as a medium and a tool for teaching and learning process. ICT as a popular tool for organization and management in institutions. Nowadays, almost all the administrative and even its library and all other functions of the college that is controlled through these ICT-enabled methods, techniques, or softwares. So teachers must provide technological support to learn using motion pictures, animation, simulation training, which help the teachers to give model presentation. If the teacher is highly equipped with the technology, the students will also be equipped with the technology. So the ICT plays an important role in the students' evaluation also. It is a storehouse of educational institution because all education informations that can be safely stored through ICT and that can be used for several years. The duty of the teacher is to update your portions, so your methods or your knowledge. You can store everything in your computers. So it helps teachers to communicate properly with their students. So ICT bridges the gap between teachers and the students. This information communication technology helps teachers to pass information to students within a very limited or little time. It also helps teachers to design the educational environment. So ICT helps teachers to identify creative child in the education institutions. So when comparing with the modern method of education, pedagogy or teaching methods, that modern method, that is ICT-enabled techniques, that is far better than these past methods we are using. So I think this seminar, this teachers training program will helpful to understand more about this use of techniques or use of modern devices, and it will transform your entire career. And with these few words, I am concluding my presidential address. Thank you. Once again, I wish an informative and interesting training session to all participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Next, I cordially invite Dr. K.C. Sunny to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Respected Chairman of the inaugural session, Dr. K.R. Raghunath, Principal, Sri Narayana College of Law, Puthota, Sri E.N. Maniyappan, Manager, SN Education Institutions, Puthota, Professor K.S. Ullas, Principal, Swami Sastiyananda College, Puthota, Sri Suresh Velayudan, Academic Coordinator, SN Education Institutions, Puthota, Sri Dr. Ragesh Chandran, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, ST College, Alappuzha, Dr. Anil Kumar, KM, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, MSM College, Kayangulam, Dr. K.S. Sajan, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, NSS Training College, Ottapalam, Srimati Kartika K, Srimati Satya J, dear teachers and friends, I am extremely happy to be the part of this online teachers training program on cyberology and transformative learning organized by SN College of Law, Puthota, and Swami Sastiyananda College, Puthota, for more than one reason. The first reason is that the principal of this law college, Dr. K.R. Raghunath, is my close friend. When he was serving as the principal of Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram, and Chairman Board of Studies of Law, Department of University of Kerala, I was the Professor and Head of Department of Law and Dean Faculty of Law of University of Kerala. So we worked together. So fortunately, this law college got a person having competency, commitment, and character as the principal of this college. So I am happy in accepting the invitation tendered by Dr. Raghunath. Second reason is the list of resource persons. 2 resource persons are assistant professors of physics. I am also a graduate of physics from St. Barkwan's College, Changanassery. And after taking degree in physics, I joined for law. So I have also a physics tradition. The third resource person, Dr. Sajan from NSS College, Ottapalam, is my close friend. He is a highly competent professor and interested in innovations in all aspects of education. I got the opportunity to be the part of one national seminar on human rights organized at NSS College, Ottapalam. The fourth thing is the topic selected for this discussion, that is the cyberology and transformative learning. Actually, last 2 years, I am concentrating on reforms in pedagogy to be adopted in teaching law. Last January, that is in January 2021, one book edited by me is published by NUAS titled Learning the Law Skill-Based Approach. So I introduced skill-based learning both at Central University when I was serving as the professor and dean there, and now in National University of Advanced Legal Studies, Kochi. And as a part of the skill-based learning, NUAS is going to adopt one more strategy, that is gamification of LLB curriculum. Through this process, we are trying to impart legal education through digital games. We have invited tenders for designing of games, and we prepare a script for the purpose of gamification, a script consisting of more than 150 pages. And games will be introduced in the coming August itself. So, at a time when I am focusing on developing new pedagogic strategies for imparting legal education, it is a nice thing to attend a training program for teachers, which is closely related to this process. Then coming to the significance of this topic, I think that if we are able to implement this new strategy, that will definitely be a revolution in the field of education, which will facilitate to strengthen all four infrastructures identified by the Vice Chancellor Conference held in 2019 at Orissa. In the conference of Vice Chancellors convened by Association of Indian Universities, identified that for making an educational institution as an excellent institution of imparting knowledge, 4 infrastructures should be strengthened. First infrastructure is physical infrastructure, that is building, playground, and other things. Second one is digital infrastructure. That is very, very important. Third one is intellectual infrastructure. That is the quality of teachers, quality of other technical staff, quality of education administrators. That is very important. And the fourth one is emotional infrastructure. That is the relationship between teacher and students, teacher and society, students and society, etc., etc. The significance of this online refresher course is that when we are organizing the suggestion motor through this online refresher course, that is this cybergogy and transformative learning, we can strengthen both digital infrastructure and intellectual infrastructure of our education institution. So this topic has great social significance. When we are addressing this issue of digital learning, we may consider the fact that basic purpose of education institution or formal education is to enable the students to make proper cognition, proper creation, and proper communication. These 3 C's, cognition, creation, and communication, are the foundations of all human activities. Coming to formal education, earlier we have certain technique purely based on textbook learning. Dr. Raghunath mentioned about this lecture method. Though lecturing is a thing happening in the classroom, the basis of this lecture, that is the source for the preparation done by the teacher and source of information to be expected to be collected by the students for the purpose of writing examination. That is the only mode of evaluation in the conventional system. We have to depend on textbooks. Now, there is a total change in the scenario. The most of the education institutions or a considerable percent of educational institutions are now providing distance access to the library to VPN mode or some other digital devices. That is happening. Though this is a COVID period and students are sitting at their homes, they can access the learning resources kept in the library through digital mode. Through digital mode. Last year we decided to set apart 30% of our funds for library for the purpose of purchasing e-resources. Next year we may set apart, I think, at least 40% of our funds for the purpose of purchase of e-books and other e-resources. So that is the reality. As a result of it, a total change in the pedagogic strategy is required. I think one positive effect of this pandemic COVID-19 is that this pandemic forced us to change our pedagogic strategies, giving due regard to ICT-based learning. As all of us are well aware, there are three basic purpose of education, that is imparting of knowledge, development of skills, and inculcation of values. Then, coming to this acquisition of knowledge and development of skills component of education, I think invention of computer is a landmark, because the peculiar feature of computer is that through computer we can generate knowledge, we can organize knowledge, and we can transmit knowledge. Earlier, for the purpose of generating knowledge, we are purely depending on cognition. But after the invention of this artificial intelligence and revolution in the field of information technology, now we can generate knowledge by way of using computer and other things and allied things. That is a significant development. That is a significant development. Coming to the organization of knowledge, earlier, organization and transmission of knowledge. Earlier we have this oral transmission. We may study things by heart, as slogas and other things. And later we started to organize knowledge in the form of scripts and other things. And later, the invention of printing press by Gutenberg was a revolution, because through printing books or printed materials, the organization has the printing book and circulation of books, the organization of transfer and transmission of knowledge became very easy. But the invention of computer was a total revolution, or resulted in total revolution in this area. That is in the area of not only transmission, organization and transmission of knowledge, but in the area of generation of knowledge also. This aspect must also be in our mind when we are thinking about this cybergogy and this transformative and this transformative knowledge. Now we have to take into account of the changing role of the teacher in the educational system. Dr. Raghunath rightly mentioned that aspect. Now the role of the teacher is that of a facilitator, or teacher is a friend, guide and philosopher of the student. Naturally, we may adopt new strategies also for our classroom transaction. We may depend on ICT-based knowledge, that is one thing. We may consider the fact that now classroom transaction is a learning process rather than a teaching process, as mentioned by Dr. Raghunath. Then it should be student-centered rather than teacher-centered, and interdisciplinary approach is also required. So we have to develop a new strategy taking into account of all these factors. Before concluding my speech, I would like to mention one more aspect. That is, need to give due regard to 6 quotients of the students. The first one is IQ quotient, that is intellectual quotient. Second one, emotional quotient, that is this giving due regard to the emotions and feelings of the students. That is very, very important in online learning, because now students are not sitting in the classroom. They are sitting in their home. There may be some distractions. Then their mood itself may be disturbed because of this ideal sitting in the home for 15 or 16 months. That aspect may also be taken into account in this pandemic period. In any period, we have to give due regard to the emotional quotient of the student, then social quotient of the student, the social aspects of the education, that must be taken into consideration. So we may develop new pedagogic strategies like this critical pedagogy or something like that, for the purpose of strengthening the extension new type of extension activities, for the purpose of strengthening the social quotient of the student. Through digital learning also, we can develop specific programs meant for developing the social quotient of the students. Next one is passion quotient, for the purpose of selecting their career. Identification of the passion of a particular student is very, very important. Teacher may help them for the purpose of proper identification of their passion. That is very important. Then curiosity quotient, that is very, very important. Both in digital learning and ordinary classroom learning, the teacher may lead the classroom discussion in such a way as to generate curiosity. Curiosity is essential for developing the habit of learning or instigating the students to learn more and more things. So this curiosity quotient is very, very important. And last thing is very important, that is this adversary quotient. This adversary quotient is a new millennium development. The concept of adversary quotient was developed by one human HR expert, Paul Stockings. That is in the year 1999. The concept of adversary quotient is that we must convert obstacles as opportunities. So developing the capacity to convert obstacles as opportunities is very, very important. Teachers should strive to develop the adversary quotient of the students. And development of adversary quotient is very important in all forms of learning. So in digital learning also, AQ has a great significance. With this remarks, I am concluding. I wish all success to this program. Fortunately, we have very good resource persons and very good person as the leader of the leaders of the program. I once again congratulate Srinarayana College of Puthota and Swami Sastigananda College Puthota for organizing this words. I declare the seminar being inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the
Thank you,
elaborate
sir. Thank you very
explanation.
much. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for the elaborate explanation and the earning to personal excellence. We consider it our honor to have you here in our institute. Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Professor K.S. Ullah, sir, Shashwatikananda College, to deliver the keynote address.
Respected Chairman for the meeting, Dr. Raghunathan, KR, Principal, Srinarayana Law College, Puthota, distinguished guest of honor, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Newells, Dr. K.C. Sunny, respected Manager of SN Education Institutions, Sri E.N. Manepan, respected Coordinator, Academic Coordinator, Srinarayana Education Institutions, Puthota, Sri Suresham Velayudan, esteemed resource persons for the training program, Dr. Rakesh Chandran, Dr. Anil Kumar KM, and Dr. K.S. Sajan, coordinators of the program, Professor Sindhu Soman and Professor Priyanka Prasad, Professor Karthika K, Professor Vidya J, dear colleagues, and participants. I am extremely happy that Swami Shashi Dayananda College could join hands with our sister institute, Sri Narayana Law College, Pudota, and to be a collaborator for the conduct of this training program for teachers. Well, the initiative came from Dr. Raghunathan. Actually, we were also thinking something about the same line. And when the proposal was put across, I was glad to accept the invitation for a joint venture. I don't have to stress, I don't have to speak in detail about the importance or significance of such workshops or training programs. We all know that it is essential, it's very significant. It's a must for all professionals to have periodic workshops, training programs, refresher courses, orientation programs to update their knowledge and skills, especially teachers. Teachers, as has been pointed out by the two earlier speakers, are the facilitators to students. They are the ones who teach or who guide or who show the way to the future generation. And naturally, they have to keep abreast with the modern developments and techniques in all fields, especially in their field of specialization. Then only they can keep pace with their job. And we have been listening to Dr. Sunny and Dr. Raghunath, and they were stressing on the importance of student-oriented education. And from their words, it's clear that the role of the teacher is rather coming down, or at least it is being shifted. The traditional concept of a teacher is no more in existence, or it is sort of undergoing a transition, and things are becoming more student oriented, it seems. So it's especially in this field of education, which is ICT based, the teacher has to redefine his role and adapt himself to the changing scenario, the changing situation. That is what's happening around. And under the present circumstance, that is under the pandemic situation, a new problem has been created. In all fields, there has been rather upsets, problems. In the educational field, one of the major problems that we face is this shift in the mode of teaching. As has been pointed out, we have been going through the traditional method of classroom teaching with the students right in front of us and teachers giving lectures to students and anything like that. Of course, we knew that this ICT things are in the offing. Digital learning or online teaching will be here sooner or later. We all knew that, but this was sudden, sort of. because one fine morning we found that schools and colleges were shut down and teachers were asked to engage classes online. So we were taken by surprise. And the shift, I'm talking from the point of view of teachers, because this is a program intended for, this training program is intended for teachers. So I'm trying to talk about the existing scenario. So the teachers, when they were taken by surprise, and many of the teachers, including myself, found this transition, this shift from a real classroom to virtual classroom a little difficult and discomforting. Of course, I belong to the old generation. I'm not familiar with these new trends like you people. I'm trying to adapt, but still, it may be natural that people like me found it a little tough or difficult difficult to adapt, comprehend when a sudden shift from this existing pattern to a new pattern. But even the new gen teachers, many of them, if not all of them, I think have found this sudden transition, a little discomforting, I mean difficult, and less effective. But I won't go to say that the ICT method is less effective than ancient or traditional teaching method. That's not what I'm trying to say. Because maybe the teachers are not well trained or well experienced, or because they are not familiar with the new techniques. They're not familiar with the web tools and modern methodology, how to impart knowledge online. And that may be the reason why many teachers found it difficult. And that is the importance of this training program. That difficulty is what we are trying to overcome through this training program, to enable teachers to tackle these difficulties, is how to take online classes or how to impart knowledge, learning through ICT methods using modern gadgets and modern tools and things like that. Because that is the order of the day. Whether you like it or not, you have to accept it. Because many teachers have come to me with complaints, not exactly complaints, they have come to me with problems and difficulties that they had encountered during their online sessions. And that, I think, is maybe because of these reasons which I said earlier, their lack of experience and lack of familiarity with the modern system, modern methods of, modern techniques of imparting knowledge through ICT methods, cyber methods, lack of cyber literacy, I may say, which this program, I believe, will take care of to a great extent. And as I said, whether you like it or not, it has come to stay. This cyber teaching, this online teaching has come to stay. It's not a temporary thing. It is not going to go away once the pandemic is taken care of. No, it has come to stay. And we all know that. Not only in teaching, in other academic activities also, even in conducting examinations or evaluations, and in all other academic activities, it is going to be cyber-centered. It's going to be electronic and IT based. So that's why I said the role of the teachers are getting shifted, changed, and even their functions, their objectives are getting changed. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor just pointed it out. What is the new role of teachers? What is expected of us facilitators of teaching? What is expected of them? So new formulas are being formulated, and as I said, but still, the problem remains how to enable these our teachers, to shift into, to move into the modern world of technology and adapt or adjust their teaching methods to the modern school. Uh, see, I said the modern system is changing, educational system is changing, and that online teaching is has come to stay. It's going to be permanent. And the other day, I came across a paper clipping, and which said that UGC is. It was in the papers today also, in the morning papers today, that UGC is planning to implement a new scheme, which is called blended learning. A project called blended learning. It is going to be a blending of both online teaching and offline teaching. Some 60% offline and 40% online teaching to begin with. And I said it is going to take over all academic activities, and so we have to move into it. So what I'm suggesting is we have to adapt ourselves to the new situation, and we teachers have to learn how to make online teaching or online facilitations more active or more effective, more interesting, more useful, and more productive. Even though the role of teachers is getting shifted, they are not written off. They have to be there. That Dr. Sunny sir also pointed out. They are not to be written off. You cannot leave the students on their own. Of course, students can have direct access to libraries, e-resources, and all sorts of knowledge and all that. But there should be people to guide them, to lead them, to show them the way. And for that, the experience of the teachers, the masters, is necessary, and teachers should be there. Only the roles are being changed. So we have to adapt to the new situations, new circumstances, use new strategies, and help the students acquire knowledge and choose their proper paths for their proper careers, and enable them in their and help them and guide them in the pursuit of their education for their goals. For that, the teachers have to adapt to the new situations. We have to adapt to new technologies. We have to learn new web tools, methods, techniques, strategies, and even techniques like brainstorming or collaborative or interactive sessions and things like that. As different from our traditional method of vocal teaching or oral teaching. I'm not an expert to speak on the topic. I have already mentioned that I am old generation, and therefore I don't pretend to be an authority on these new ICT or new web technology or web tools or things, new methods like that. We have with us experts, real professionals to equip you on that. We have them with us today. Not only today, we have these learned resource persons. We'll have them with us for the next 1 week, and they'll be taking you through all modern teaching methods, teaching techniques, and all that enable you to become facilitators in a new way, in a new attire. So that is the relevance of this workshop, and I'm happy that we could organize a workshop like this for the students. And I'm thankful again to Dr. Raghavan sir for coming out with this proposal. So I said we have amidst us professionals or experts on this topic. So I don't want to waste their time. Neither do I want to waste your time. I wish let me express my gratitude to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sunny, for being here. Let me congratulate the coordinators for organizing this program in such an effective manner. Let me welcome the resource persons, the learned resource persons, and also the participants. I wish the program all success. I'm sure it's going to be a great success. I'm sure it's going to be interesting and informative. And I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. And I'm sure that you'll come out well-versed and as experts, as masters in cyber teaching, in cyber literacy, and transformative learning. I wish everybody all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, Ian Manipan, sir, to facilitate. Sir.
ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട പ്രോഗ്രാം കമ്മിറ്റി ചെയർമാൻ ശ്രീനാരായണ ലോ കോളേജ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പാൾ ഡോക്ടർ രഘുനാഥൻ സാർ അവർകളെ, ആരാധ്യനായ ഉദ്ഘാടകൻ ലുവാൽസ് വൈസ് ചാൻസലർ ഡോക്ടർ KC സണ്ണി സാർ അവർകളെ, ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ശാശ്വതീകാനന്ദ കോളേജ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പാൾ പ്രൊഫസർ KS ഉല്ലാസ് സാർ അവർകളെ, ശ്രീനാരായണ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻസിൻ്റെ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട അക്കാഡമിക് കോർഡിനേറ്റർ ശ്രീ സുരേഷ് വേലായുധൻ സാർ അവർകളെ, ബഹുമാന്യായ ശ്രീനാരായണ ലോ കോളേജ് വൈസ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പാൾ ശ്രീമതി സിന്ധു സോമൻ അവർകളെ, ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സൺസ് ഡോക്ടർ രാകേഷ് ചന്ദ്രൻ സാർ അവർകളെ, ഡോക്ടർ അനിൽകുമാർ സാർ അവർകളെ, ഡോക്ടർ KS സാജൻ സാർ അവർകളെ, പ്രോഗ്രാം കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ശ്രീനാരായണ ലോ കോളേജിലെ അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് പ്രൊഫസേഴ്സായ ശ്രീമതി പ്രിയങ്ക പ്രസാദ് അവർകളെ, ശ്രീമതി കാർത്തിക കെ അവർകളെ, ശ്രീമതി ഹൃദ്യ ജെ അവർകളെ, ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ബഹുമാന്യരായ അധ്യാപകരെ, സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, നമ്മളുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ മീറ്റിംഗ് ഇത്തരത്തിൽ ഓൺലൈനായി കൂടാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചത് തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യം ഇപ്പോൾ അഭിമുഖീകരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ COVID-19 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഈ പ്രത്യേക ഒരു സാഹചര്യം ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ ഫലമായി നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ മേഖലയിൽ വളരെ വളരെ വ്യത്യസ്തമായ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് സംഭവിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. നേരിട്ട് ക്ലാസ് കൊടുക്കാൻ കഴിയാത്ത വിധം ഈ രോഗത്തിൻ്റെ കെടുതി വ്യാപിച്ചു കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് ഓൺലൈനായി ക്ലാസ്സുകൾ നടത്തേണ്ട ഒരു സ്ഥിതിയാണ് നമുക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം കടന്നുപോയത്. വളരെ കുറച്ച് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് മാത്രമാണ് നമുക്ക് നേരിട്ട് ക്ലാസ്സുകൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞത്. നമുക്കറിയാം, ഈ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന പാഠ്യപദ്ധതികളിൽ ഉള്ള വിവിധ സിലബസുകളിലുള്ള വ്യതിയാനങ്ങൾ, പഠന രീതിയിലും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അനുവർത്തിക്കേണ്ടതായ പല നൂതനമായ ആശയങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു, പല മാറ്റങ്ങൾക്കും വിധേയമായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. ഈ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ ഒരു നല്ല അധ്യാപകനാകണമെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ആ അധ്യാപകൻ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യേണ്ടതായ വിഷയങ്ങളിലും അതുപോലെ അതല്ലാത്ത വിഷയങ്ങളിലും എല്ലാം തന്നെ തികഞ്ഞ അറിവ് ഉള്ള ഒരു അധ്യാപകന് മാത്രമേ ഇത്തരത്തിൽ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെ ഇടയിൽ മതിപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവുകയും അവർ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് അതിൻ്റെതായ നേട്ടങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാവുകയും ചെയ്യുകയുള്ളൂ. ഈ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അധ്യാപകർക്ക് കൂടുതൽ അറിവുകൾ പല വിഷയങ്ങളിലും നേടേണ്ടതായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഉദ്ദേശത്തിൽ ആണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്തത്. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതായ അതിന്റെ ആവശ്യകതയെ പറ്റി നമ്മുടെ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട പ്രിൻസിപ്പാൾ എന്നോട് സൂചിപ്പിക്കുകയും തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമുക്കത് കാലികമായി വളരെ അത്യാവശ്യമുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണെന്നതുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു തടസ്സവുമില്ലാതെ നമുക്കത് ഭംഗിയായി നടത്താൻ കഴിയണം. അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള നീക്കവുമായി സാറിന് മുമ്പോട്ട് പോകാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ ഫലമായിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്തത്. ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ തന്നെ സിലബസിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന മാറ്റവും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ കാലികമായി ഉണ്ടാവേണ്ട അറിവുകളും എല്ലാം അധ്യാപകർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവുകയും അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മികച്ച അധ്യാപകരുടെ പഠന പ്രവർത്തനം വഴി നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് ഗുണകരമായ ഒരു മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ള ഉദ്ദേശമാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിനുള്ളത്. ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മുടെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട 2 വിദ്യാലയങ്ങളായ ശ്രീനാരായണ ലോ കോളേജും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ശാശ്വതീകാനന്ദ കോളേജും ആണ് ശ്രമിച്ചത്. അതിനോട് കൂടി ചേർന്ന് നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പരിപാടി ഇത്തരത്തിൽ ആസൂത്രണം ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി പ്രവർത്തിച്ച എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകരെയും അനുമോദിക്കാൻ ഞാൻ ഈ അവസരം വിനിയോഗിക്കുന്നു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മളുടെ ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് ഇതിന്റെ ഉദ്ഘാടന കർമ്മം നിർവഹിക്കാമെന്ന് സമ്മതിച്ച ഡോക്ടർ സണ്ണി സാറിനോടുള്ള പ്രത്യേക കൃതജ്ഞത രേഖപ്പെടുത്താനും കൂടി ഈ അവസരം വിനിയോഗിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഈ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ട്രെയിനിങ് പ്രോഗ്രാം അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും ഈ കോഴ്സ് കൊണ്ട് എന്താണോ നമ്മൾ ലക്ഷ്യം വെച്ചത് അത് വളരെയേറെ പ്രയോജനകരമായി തീരട്ടെ എന്ന് ആശംസിക്കുന്നു. ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ ആളുകൾക്കും ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി ഇതിനോട് വേണ്ട എല്ലാ ആശംസകളും നേർന്നുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Suresh M. Velayudan, sir, Academic Coordinator, SN Educational Institutions, Poothota, to felicitate the program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to one and all. Respected Vice Chancellor Dr. Sunny sir, Principal Raghunathan sir, resource persons Dr. Sarjan sir, Anil Kumar sir, and Rakesh Chandran sir, our beloved manager Maniappan sir, Principal of SS College Ullas sir, and program coordinators, participants. I am extremely happy to be a part of this session because I have been teaching at B.Ed College for long years ago. When the universities introduced ICT in B.Ed curriculum, I got the opportunity to transact the curriculum. I remember, I think it is in 2001, Indel has started Teach It to the Future program, 2001 I think. Then 2004 or 5, I have read an article written by Sri Shankar Iyer, one of the most prominent author of that time. He wrote an article. I used to quote this article for my B.Ed students. The article is titled From Gurukula to Webkula. The title of the article was From Gurukula to Webkula. At that time, it was really surprised to me, the term which he used, Webkula. I used to quote this article for my B.Ed students for several times because the thing is that he very simplified the entire history of Indian education from the Gurukula system to Webkula. We know that the system which we are following has tremendously changed. A lot of changes have came, but you see how the ICT tools when we used to teach them computer assisted instruction, personalized system of instruction, computer as a tool, computer as an aid, a lot of things. But I don't know how much it kept the how much got the significance nowadays is very, very high. So at that time when we are teaching, when we are telling one concept, simulation, actually the students are not aware what is meant by a simulation. Virtual reality, when we taught them virtual reality, at that time student teachers were not aware. But now we have clear crystal examples for such things. So the teaching learning process in Webkula, how to learn, how to teach. It's a matter of cybergogi nowadays. The term is very nice one, innovative one. Then another very important thing which struck me, we are having a lot of methods and strategies for both the systems. But in cybergogi or in Webkula, the methodologies or the pedagogical aspects for teaching is entirely different. We are having a lot of digital platforms nowadays. We are doing one session right now. Then all others are sometimes they are switching over to WebEx nowadays because it can accommodate more participants at a time, more than 1,000 at a time. So a lot of tools also are coming. We used to ask questions orally, but now we can use chat, pop-up questions. We can use Mentimeter, a lot of things. We can use Jamboards. A lot of ICT tools are available nowadays. So the thing is that the question is how a teacher can utilize to transact the curriculum, for transacting the curriculum. How it can be make it more effective, without creating any boredom, without creating any other difficulties. How can we easily transact the curriculum or very, very important concepts to children very easily? So I think as Ullas sir already mentioned, blended learning is a part and parcel of all the programs nowadays. Started years back, but Western universities are following the same thing. But in future also it will come to our universities also. Blended learning is a reality. We have to accept it. We have to follow it. I think all these coming deliberations will enrich all the participants separately. I think so. I'm also looking forward to attend all the sessions. Possibly a lot of innovative methods will come. How to utilize all the teaching learning process in cybergogi or under Webkula. Thank you all. I would like to congratulate all the persons behind, especially the principal of La College, Raghunathan sir, and Sindhu ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, and all others, Vidya ma'am, and all others who tried their level best to make the program a successful one. I wish all the best. Once again, I am congratulating the management also undertaking such a very innovative program for all the sister concert institutions of Putota. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. I will also be a part of this. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Hridaya J, Assistant Professor, Srinarayana Law College, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, Anna, thank you. Hope I am audible. Anna, hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yes. Okay.
Yes, clear and
Yes. Okay. A warm good morning to one and all. Now we have witnessed the inauguration of online faculty training program, which is organized by Srinarayana Law College, Putota, in collaboration with the Swami Shashwatikananda College, Putota. As we all know, it's a period of transformative learning. And so such faculty training program is very relevant, especially during this period of pandemic. It's my humble privilege to express a vote of thanks on this occasion. First of all, on behalf of Srinarayana Law College, Puttota, and also on behalf of Swami Sashwatikananda College, Puttota, I express my sincere gratitude to our most honored chief guest, Professor Dr. K.C. Sunny Sir, Vice Chancellor, National University of Advanced Legal Studies, who inaugurated this great event with inspiring words. Sir, we are much obliged to you for your presence and blessings even during your busy schedule. Then next, I express my thanks to our respected resource persons, Dr. Rakesh Chandran, Assistant Professor, SD College, Alappuzha, Dr. Anil Kumar Sir, Assistant Professor, MSM College, Kayamkulam, and Dr. K.S. Sajan, Assistant Professor, NSS Training College, Ottapalam, who agreed to impart training to us. Rakesh Sir, Anil Kumar Sir, and Sajan Sir, we are very much thankful as you agreed to join with us. Then next, I am immensely thankful to our respected manager Maniyappan Sir and our academic coordinator Suresh M. Velayuthan Sir for the continued support in all our efforts. And I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Raghunathan K.R. Sir, our principal, Srinarayana Law College, Puttota, and Dr. K.S. Ullas Sir, principal, Swami Sashwatikananda College, Puttota, the motivators to organize this faculty training program. And I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our beloved Vice Principal Sindhu Ma'am and IQAC Coordinator Priyanka Ma'am and Assistant Professor Anna Ma'am, the coordinators of this faculty training program. Finally, yet importantly, I express my words of thanks to all the respected faculty members from different colleges gathered here. Once again, on behalf of Srinarayana Law College, Puttota, and also on behalf of Swami Sashwatikananda College, Puttota, I express my sincere gratitude to one and all. Thank you. Anna, over to you. Anna?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Last but not the least, I extend my sincere gratitude to our eminent resource persons, Dr. K. Sajan, Dr. Rakesh Chandran, and Dr. Anil Kumar. We are extremely privileged and honored to have you for this program. Thank you all. Best wishes to all participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sunny sir. Thank you, Saji sir, and all other resource persons.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
So then
sir,
we will wind. Yes.
yeah, sir, please
Yes,
instruct the
sir.
participants to join in our model view.
Okay. So all the participants of the teachers training program, you act according to the instructions of the resource persons. Attendance will be compulsory, and your presentation, your performance and attendance based upon your attendance and your submission of papers, you will get certificates. So use your this 5 days, 7 days program, and I am sure that you will change. That you can change your method of teaching, and from the next to the coming academic year onwards, you will be the best teacher of your college. No doubt about it. Okay, I wish all the success. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.